Hello everyone, welcome back to Geometry. Sorry to be absent today, but something came up and so I'll see you guys at school tomorrow. But we have a lot to do today, so please listen carefully. I got a couple announcements before we begin with what we're working on today. First, the quiz that I gave you, and I gave you back earlier this week. That quiz I said was going to be due on Friday, which is tomorrow, the day of the test, but I'm going to give you an extension on that quiz so that you can come in up until Monday, before or after school, or during intervention, to make up that quiz. So you can still get those full points back. Announcement number 2, our test in here is still going to be tomorrow, Friday. So please listen carefully and please make sure you use today wisely, use your time wisely. You're going to be starting on your review today. So make sure you're preparing adequately for the test that you'll be taking in here tomorrow. I will be here before school tomorrow for tutorials because of my absence today. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to email or text me after school, not during school, and then I will be able to answer those promptly because I will be around this afternoon checking email. So make sure you take care of what you need to so that you're ready for your test tomorrow. Next, this is going to be good news for some. If you had Wall Street assigned today, that Wall Street has been rescheduled, obviously, because I'm not here today. That Wall Street's been rescheduled till next Tuesday. So no Wall Street today after school. That will be next Tuesday. Last, we're going to go ahead and go over the homework that was due today, which was special right triangles. So go ahead and take out your homework. If you do not have your homework, go ahead and have out a blank sheet of notebook paper so that you can write down the answers and check your homework later. So right now I'm going to give you 30 seconds to go ahead and pull out your homework, have your pencil in hand, and be ready to go. So 30 seconds. Go ahead and get ready. All right, let's go ahead and go over our special right triangles homework. I know we went over questions 1, 2, 7, and 8 in class on Tuesday, but we'll go over them again to make sure you've got the answers. Now, let me zoom in a little bit for us. And just so you know, at the end I will be going over problem numbers 3 and 10, and I'll actually go through and solve them. So I will do that in just a moment, but let's go over the answers first. Number 1. A is 4, B is 2 times the square root of 2. Number 2, X is 2 times the square root of 2, and Y is 2 times the square root of 2. Number 3, X is 3, and Y is 3 times the square root of 2 over 2. Number 4, X is 6, and Y is 3 times the square root of 2. For number 5, X is 3 times the square root of 2, as is Y. Y is also 3 times the square root of 2. For number 6, X is 2 times the square root of 3. Y is also 2 times the square root of 3. For number 7, X is 8 times the square root of 3. Y is 8. And for number 8, U is 4, and V is 2 times the square root of 3. Go ahead and flip over onto the back. The answers for 9 and 10, 11, and 12 are these. 9, U is 16, V is 8 times the square root of 3. 10, X and Y are both, X is 4 times the square root of 15, Y is 4 times the square root of 5. For 11, X is 10, Y is 5. And for number 12, X is 5 times the square root of 3, and Y is 5. I want to go over number 3 because this is one that I've gotten several questions on. So this first thing I notice is this is a special right triangle. If this is 45 degrees, this also has to be 45 degrees. And so I go ahead and draw my tic-tac-toe chart. Up top I have 45, 45, 90. On this row I get x, x, and x times the square root of 2. Now, when I'm looking to fill in, I'm given 3 times the square root of 2 over 2, and I plug that in. That is opposite the 45-degree angle. So I plug in 3 times the square root of 2 over 2 down here. And the first thing that I do is I set these equal to each other and say x is equal to 3 times the square root of 2 over 2. Which means if this is x, x is also here going to be 3 times the square root of 2 over 2. Which means y is also 3 times the square root of 2 over 2. Now, in order to find the angle that's across from the 90-degree angle, I need to plug in this x into that x. So what this is going to be is it's going to wind up being 3 times the square root of 2 over 2 times the square root of 2. Now, let's look at that. If I take 3 times the square root of 2 over 2 and multiply it by the square root of 2, that's the same thing as saying the square root of 2 over 1, which will give me numerator times numerator, 3 times the square root of 2 times the square root of 2. These two combine, and I'm left with 3 times 2 over, well, that's easy, 2 times 1 is 2, which gives me 6 over 2, which is 3. So that is going to be 3, meaning x is equal to 3. Now, let's look at problem number 10. For problem number 10, I see that I'm looking for x and y, and this is a 30, 60, 90 triangle. That has to be 30 degrees for 30 and 60 to add up to 90. So I go ahead and draw my tic-tac-toe chart, 30, 60, 90, and in the middle this time I'm left with x, x root 3, and 2x. Now, what do I do here? Well, I have to plug in 8 times the square root of 5 in across from the 90. So this is going to be 8 times the square root of 5, leaving me with, next step, set that equal to each other. So 2x is going to be equal to 8 times the square root of 5. Now, why do I do that? Because now I need to figure out what x is. Very simple to solve this one. I divide by 2, and I'm left with x equals, now 8 square root of 5 over 2 reduces to 4 over 1, so it's going to be 4 times the square root of 5. So if this is x, this is going to be 4 times the square root of 5, which means across from the 30, that is 4 times the square root of 5. Now, last but not least, I need to find the side that's opposite the 60. So, x times the square root of 3. Okay, well, what I need to do is I need to plug in this x in for that x. So, I'm going to do it over here where I have space. X times the square root of 3 is equal to, now this x is going to be 4 times the square root of 5 times the square root of 3. Now, can I simplify 5 or 3? No. Can I combine them and get rid of the square root? No. So, all I do is just combine them, leaving them under the square root, so I'm left with 4 times the square root of 15. Can't reduce the square root of 15, so the answer there is 4 times the square root of 15 for x. And that was problem number 10 on your homework.
Now, for the rest of the day today, you guys are going to be working on your review packet for the test that you're taking tomorrow. Each of you guys at this point should have received a review packet from the substitute, and if you would do me a favor and flip over onto the back, on the back of that review packet you'll see a formula sheet with some key formulas like the distance formula, Pythagorean theorem, and the special right triangles formulas that will help you as you do the review. Okay, now flip back over to the front. At this point, you guys are going to go ahead and begin on the review packet. Please make sure the volume in here stays at a reasonable level. And I will be collecting this review packet tomorrow at the beginning of your test. Now, a couple things. First off, if you have any questions about the review packet, please ask the people around you. And there is an answer key posted in this classroom, at the front of the classroom, right up by the board there. So make sure, if you have any questions, ask the people around you, and if you want to make sure you've done a problem correctly, you can check the answer key that's up on the board. Also, if you go to Edmodo, you will find example problems as well as the review and the answer key that you are welcome to look at tonight if you have any questions. Like I said at the announcements at the beginning of class, go ahead if you have any questions, be sure to email me or text me. You guys have the rest of the period. Go ahead and begin. I'll see you tomorrow.